angel for Solomon Singer. Solomon Singer lived in a hotel for men near the corner of Columbus Avenue and 85th Street in New York City, and he did not like it. The hotel had none of the things he loved. His room had no balcony. He dreamed of a beautiful balcony. It had no fireplace, and he knew he would surely think better sitting before a fireplace. It had no porch swing for napping and no picture windows for watching the birds. He could not have a cat. He could not have a dog. He could not even paint his walls a different color. And oh, what a difference a yellow wall or purple wall would have made. It is important to love where you live, and Solomon Singer loved where he lived not at all. And it was this that drove him out into the street each night. It was dreams of balconies and purple walls that took him to the street. Solomon Singer wandered. He was a wanderer by nature anyway. He had grown up in Indiana, a place absolutely famous for wandering. So much of Indiana was mixed into his blood that even now, 50-odd years later, he could not give up being a boy in Indiana. And at night he journeyed the streets, wishing they were fields, gazed at lighted windows, wishing they were stars, and listened to the voices of all who passed, wishing for conversations of crickets. Solomon Singer was lonely and had no one to love and not even a place to love. And this was hard for him. He didn't feel happy as he wandered. One evening, somewhere between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, Solomon Singer wandered into a small restaurant called the Westway Cafe. He liked the name. He was from the Midwest and liked to imagine he was, each day, making his way west. That someday he would again be west, and so the name meant something to him. He opened up the plastic menu before him, and there he read these words: The Westway Cafe, where all your dreams come true. The menu told him how much hamburgers and bowls of soup and pieces of pie and other things cost, but it didn't put a price on dreams. A voice, quiet like Indiana pines in November, said, "Good evening, sir." And Solomon Singer looked up into a pair of brown eyes that were lined at the corners from a life of smiling. Solomon Singer smiled back at the waiter and ordered a bowl of tomato soup, a cup of coffee, and a balcony. But he didn't say the balcony out loud. The tomato soup was delicious, and he even got a second cup of coffee free. And the smiling-eyed waiter told Solomon Singer to come back again to the Westway Cafe. Solomon Singer did, the very next night. He ordered 2 biscuits and some bacon and a large glass of grapefruit juice and a fireplace, but he didn't say the fireplace out loud. The smiling-eyed waiter was glad to see him, glad to have him, and told him, "Come back again." And Solomon Singer did, the very next night. For many, many nights, Solomon Singer made his way west, carrying a dream in his head, each night ordering it up with his supper. When he reached the end of his list of dreams, the end was a purple wall, he simply started all over again and ordered up a balcony. But he didn't say the balcony out loud. And slowly and quietly with time, something happened. On Solomon Singer's walks each night to the Westway Cafe, the streets began to move before him like the fields of wheat, and he thought them beautiful. The lights in the buildings twinkled and shone like stars, and he thought them lovely. And the voices of all who passed sounded like the conversations of friendly crickets, and he felt friendly towards them. Rounding the corner off Columbus Avenue, seeing the lighted window of the Westway Cafe, Solomon Singer felt as he had as a boy, rounding the bend in Indiana and seeing the yellow lights of the house where he lived. Walking into the Westway Cafe, he felt at home, as he did in Indiana, and the smiling waiter greeted him as familiarly as his parents had once greeted him in Indiana, when he would come in from wandering the roads he loved. The waiter's name, as it turned out, was Angel. Solomon Singer went to the Westway Cafe every night for dinner in that first year, and he dines there still. He hasn't given up carrying a dream in his head each time he goes, and one of his dreams has even come true. He has sneaked a cat into his hotel room. Solomon Singer has found a place he loves, and he doesn't feel lonely anymore. And if ever you are near the Westway Cafe, wishing instead you were in a field of conversational crickets beneath the shining stars, go inside, and Angel will take your order, and Solomon Singer will smile and make you feel you are at home. So I'm going to ask that you can keep going. I'm going to ask that you all come and have a seat over here while we discuss a couple of the questions. So if you're sitting at your table spot, for right now I need you to come and find a spot on the floor in our area. Let's do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, AJ, 1, 0. So, how did Solomon feel at the beginning? Tori, you want to start us off?
I kind of want to make a connection because he was Martin Luther King. He had a dream that those walls and he could change the walls to purple, and he had balconies and a fireplace. But I think that sooner or later he'll have all that stuff because people wish to do stuff if Michael Jordan didn't believe what he could, ever since he was a kid, he wanted to play basketball.
Okay, so the question was, how did Solomon feel at the beginning of the story, though? How do you know? Kendall?
He felt lonely and sad and kind of disposed because he had all of these dreams about what he wanted inside the hotel, and he was sad because he wanted all of the things that he couldn't get.
Brooklyn?
Kind of the same as Kendall, but how you know he's sad is because he keeps on mentioning how he wishes that he could have a balcony and cat, but he can't because the hotel won't allow it, and he can't even paint his own walls. And he said it's full of everything that he doesn't love.
Dominic?
I think Solomon Singer, he was sad. He was upset because when he was talking and he got an idea that, or no, he didn't have an idea, but he kind of did have an idea though, because he was thinking, I wish, or I wonder if I could spiffy up this room so it's not all bland and boring.
Can I make it his own? Okay. Jade?
I like to agree with Dominic, Kendall, and Tori. And also, I'd like to add something. The one thing I don't get, he said he wished for a balcony, then a fireplace, and then purple paint. But
He said the other word before, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah, but then
the one thing I don't get is that why didn't he wish for a cat? He said he wanted a cat before. Why didn't he wish for it?
He did. He went through that list.
he said 3 things. He said he wanted the paint, he said he wanted a cat or a dog, or a fireplace or a balcony.
So how did Solomon feel at the end of the story? How did he feel at the end? I'll let Tori start again. Did you have one too, Kate? Okay, you're gonna go after Tori.
That he felt like kind of not lonely anymore because when we like went for each when we went to the restaurant, he felt welcome and like the waiter was smiling like because text evidence back in the picture on the side that the waiter was smiling and in the text it said come back and the man came back and he was happy. He dreamed. He still dreamed in the store, but he didn't say it out loud. And just kind of like really good inside.
Yeah,
Caitlin?
like
He felt like his place was like kind of perfect, but he found the right place rather than his own house. He liked going to the shops and seeing the person that didn't have it.
Agreed.
And
I'd like to.
Sorry.
I say it's husband because he like a different conversation because he can actually do the things he likes, but like he couldn't change. Because the place just made him happy without the things that he wanted to do to it.
Dominic?
I like to say that I agree with what Tori said. He dreamt about things where he can make things more interesting in his apartment and making things more interesting at the place so then he wasn't so bored. Because like in the story, it said that he didn't really have much to do, but then at the end he started realizing, well, just because some things aren't my way, other things can go my way because you never know what can happen.
I like to agree with Dominic because like probably like restaurant they have them imagining all this stuff.
Like a creative mind.
Yeah, that was probably in the restaurant that made him feel comfortable being in the restaurant. And he liked it being in the restaurant and they probably wanted to help his
So tomorrow we're going to continue talking about the things that are influencing Solomon, and then we're going to use that to put together an anchor chart and answer some questions. So I kind of took some notes on what you said today, so we'll bring that up, and then I have a couple more questions for you to think of, okay? You can pause that, Dominic.